Shabbat Shalom. This is a special Shabbat. It's the intermediary Shabbat between Rosh Hashanah and Yom HaKippurim. And this is called Shabbat Shuvah. And it's special because this Shabbat, usually when fall with Haazinu, brings a special meaning to our people, to our community, and to all of the things that we do. I will try to bring to you something to make you hold on yourself, to think about it, and that you can take it with you. Because to me it's very important. When I give a message, it's not only for the sake of how much knowledge we can acquire, but what I can do for us in the personal way. I have been teaching for the last years about that we do not looking for a religion, we are looking for a relationship with the Creator. To us, there are many, many religions for all kinds of people, for all the types. With the Jewish people, we have something very special. We have the Torah. And the Torah was given to us from the highest, from the Creator, was given to us and commanded to us to hold it and to share with the world. This is the reason that Israel is called or Legoyim, light to the world. Our creation as a peoplehood was with a purpose. And the purpose was to give light to other nations, to bring light to other nations. We needed to be an example. And sometimes when you are in the spotlight, it's not easy because everybody is going to see all your defects. And in this portion, Haazinu, and this is a poem at the end of the Devarim, HaSefer, the book of Deuteronomy. And you're going to see that here basically the Creator is going to give us through the poem that Moses is going to deliver to us, a message about that we need to be faithful to Him because He's faithful to us, but we are going to be turned to the wrong way, but He always is going to be waiting. I have a slogan that I always share with you, and I say, our Creator, our God, is the God of the beginning again. Is the God that always is there for you. He doesn't matter how far you have gone. He is always has been close to you. You can run away, but He knows where you are. And the only thing that you need to do is to return. And this is why this beautiful word that is so special for this time of the year. Teshuvah. Teshuvah that not only means to, as many people translate it, as repentance. Really what it means is to return, to come back. To come back to whom? To the Creator. And in order to be able to come back, that is very important. In order to be able to come back, all of us, we need to be in a process of tahor. What I mean tahor? To be clean. We talk about tahor and tamei, and sometimes we talk more in the religious ideas, and we miss the most basic understanding of the Torah. I have been trying to demythologize the Torah, and have been trying to tell you and to teach you about principles of the Torah. And the Torah, really, the basic principles of the Torah are the Aseret HaDevarim. The 10 words. That's it. That's all that what it is. The 10 commandments. That is the basic teaching. Everything else outside these 10 commandments is an application of the principles of the 10 commandments. Then, if you practice these 10 commandments, you are in perfect relationship with the Creator. Now, we love to add it, and we, our sages, our wise Rabbi, they have developed this system that we have now, the Teriag, the 613 commandments that we found in the whole Torah. But if you look at the 613, are part or they need to be applied according to what the Ten Commandments teaches. And this is the basic. Also, a great rabbi that has given us, besides giving us the Triag, that means the 613, this is an acrostic, the 613, you write it in that way. Then they have made a fence around this 613, and it's called the sayag. The sayag is a fence. And this fence, they have built for us, for our benefit, according to our rabbis. Why? Because in that way, they tell us that if we do not get out of this fence, we don't need to worry that we are failing to the Creator. But what is the problem? Anytime that you have a fence, it's like you feel like yourself that you are incarcerated. You are in a prison. The Creator wants us totally the opposite. Because the principle that He has given to us, the principle as human beings, are different to everything of His creation. We are unique. We are the only one creation that we have a Bechira Chofshi. We have a free will. You and I, we have been given that special gift. And what is this special gift? It's the capability that each one of us will have to make our own decisions. And this is a very problematic idea among the theologians. Because how they can understand that a Creator who is omniscient, that has everything and knows everything, how He can allow a human being to be free? And we talk about controlling and different things, and we develop different type of doctrines and dogmas about these ideas. But one thing it is that we need to go back to the Creator and to understand this. When He gave us the Bechira Chofshi, He was giving us a basic principle of true ahava, true love, to be loyal to Him. Loyalty is not imposed. Loyalty is giving. It's like you cannot impose love to anybody. Love is something that you give freely. You cannot leave it because somebody pay you for that. If somebody pay you for your love, has another name. Okay? Then you need to understand that love is given freely. It comes from you. And that's what the Creator has limited Himself. And to me, that is too big idea to understand it. I cannot truly, totally understand, but because He has given us the freedom to be ourselves. Then in that way, each one of us, we are responsible for our actions. That's what I call it free will. No? Bechira Chofshi. And then no one of us they can say, He made me do it, or I was pushed to do it. And we have wonderful examples in the scripture from the beginning. In Bereshit HaSefer, in the book of Bereshit, at the beginning, Adam and Eve. It's not clear there. The Creator said to Adam, from this you can eat from any tree here, but from this tree you shall not eat. And He tells him, and then supposedly Adam has told that to Eve. Eve goes and she is tested by the snake. And the snake, she said to the snake, no, we cannot eat of this tree because we will die. And the snake said, no, you shall not die. You will not die. Eat it. And if you eat it, you will be like God Himself. Look at what a temptation. And look at the temptation is to the woman, no, not to Adam. Okay? Why? Because the woman has something special that we as men have sometimes we lack. Is this what I call spirituality, a higher level. Women have been made in such a special way that God has given to them a capability in intuition, something special that as men we don't have it. You know, we as men, for more than we try, we will never be able to be mothers. You know, today the world is turned around, and you know, and now we believe in the opposite things, you know. But the truth of the matter is that the Creator made Adam and Eve. He didn't make Adam and Steve. Then you are or male or female, and He made it for a reason, because His creation was perfect. He made us in the way to continue. But next, what happened? Eve said, you shall be like God, say the snake. For the woman who is a spiritual fool and has this capability that men don't have, the intuition, she gets excited about that. Goes to Adam, and Adam, who had the responsibility not to understand, but to protect the woman. Instead to protect the woman, allow the woman to do it, and he does it. Then many people blame the woman. I want to tell you, the final culprit of all this story, if you study the principles that the Torah is teaching you, the problem was not the woman. The problem was the men. And we men, we need to start learning about our responsibilities. We need to learn to say yes, and we need to learn to say no. We are the protectors. Later on comes a very interesting relationship on the children, Cain and Abel. And you have heard me talking about these both two brothers. The older brother, Cain, you know, offered the Creator his products, and the second, Abel, offered to the Creator his products. What is the difference? The Creator accepted Abel, but he didn't accept it, Cain. You know, many theologians has, you know, because they like to go through to the smoke and they want to create new ideas. The reason that they say that the Creator accepted the Abel's offerings was because it was blood, animal blood. You know, like the Creator was a vampire. She liked the blood. And he didn't accept it, the Cain, because he brought vegetables. They don't bleed. You know? And it's totally wrong. The reason that was not accepted came because of his intention. Abel said very clear, he brought the first things of his, and he was excited. Cain was doing because he needed to do it. He didn't bring the first fruits. From that we learn about the lev, the heart. The center of our everything. You know, today, when we talk about the heart has to do with Gucci and love, you know? And everything is Cupid. That is the heart. But in the Hebrew language, lev, heart, has a totally different meaning. Has the message of knowledge, understanding, intention. That's what really the heart means. And when the Creator said, know the heart of man, the word Yodea, combined with the word lev, is a powerful meaning. What it means is about to have a total openness and intimate relationship with the Creator. Here, what you need to see in these pictures is that the Creator constantly wanted to have a relationship with men. Men were created to have a relationship with God. But the relationship needed to be a free relationship. Couldn't be an imposed relationship. If any marriage is imposed, that marriage is considered faulty. It's not right. You know, any person that has been married against their will, that marriage becomes not valid. Then, when you marry because you want to be married. And if you have been forced to be married, that marriage is not valid. The same thing in relationship with the Creator. You have been forced to marry the Creator, to have a relationship with the Creator. Being forced to it, that is not a relationship. That's the reason that I do not believe in these religions that they want to convert from one religion to the other. Because they trying to teach you that you need to accept this God because this God offers you more things than the other God supposedly. Or if you do these things, God is going to be glad with you. You know, you need to do step 1, step 2, and step 3. You know, you cannot fool the Creator. He knows your heart better than all of us together here we are present. He knows exactly what you're thinking. He knows exactly who you are. And He knows exactly what are your intentions. Then, when you think you are going to fool God, the only thing that you are fooling is yourself. Then, to have a relationship with the Creator by appearances or by forms is good for nothing. And most of us, we have been trained and taught that to have a true relationship with God is based on form, externals. And that is the great mistake. It's based on what is inside. Haazinu, this parasha, is calling heaven and earth as a witness to all Israel. That's what it means is, in certain way, heavens, all the principalities above us, and earth, everything that is down us. The heaven and earth, the spiritual and the physical, both are together. And they are going to be witness of what the Creator is telling us. We need to have at least 2 witnesses for His, that we can go to a court. Let me tell you this. That is important at this time of the year that we are preparing ourselves during these 10 days. They call Aseret HaTeshuvah, the time of the 10 days of repentance or returning. Also call it the Yamim Noraim, terrible days, where you are preparing yourself and you are doing examination. What we are doing is also is called HaCheshbon Nefesh. That means is to do a soul searching, looking within ourselves and making an inventory, a balance of our life. How many of us, the only thing that we can, when we make an inventory, or the only thing that we can see how bad we have been, or some people say, oh, how good I am. No? And the truth of the matter is that we need to look within ourselves and search. And search, like in Psalm 139, 23 and 24. Search me, O God, and look within me, and see if there is something that is wrong, and show me, in order that I don't do it anymore, and I can be close to you. This is the true time of Yom HaKippurim. And Yom Kippurim, when I talk about inventory, is at the end of the year, no? And then what you are doing is this, like a business, you know? I work very hard during this year, and now I want to know how much I gain, how much I have lost, how much stocks I have still to sell, how many other things. You know, all those things, you look at together. And looking together, you make a balance. And you can say, in these areas I have been doing well, in these areas I need to do better. But the most important thing, and here is where it comes, the true meaning of teshuvah, is acknowledging the thing that we have done. Acknowledging. Taking responsibility for what we have done. And once you take responsibility, look at this, eh? Many people talk about only confession. It's very easy to confess. Confession is only to talk. I am talking about to take responsibility for the things that we have done. And what do you mean with this? When you take responsibility for the things what you have done, if you have broken something, you need to pay back. No, you need to return it. Unbroken thing. And there are many things that we have done that there is no way that we can repair it. Then the only way, the only one that can repair it is the Creator. This is the reason that we take responsibility. We say, we have done this. I am responsible for this. It's to you, oh my Creator, that you need to help me to make it right. Because the second step is to make it right. And how do you make it right? I call it the most difficult part of all this process. Why is it difficult to make it right? Because you need to face the thing that you have done wrong, and you need to make it right. And what is the greatest thing that all of us as human beings we have inside us? What keeps us ourselves stand up and better than anybody else? Exactly. Pride, you know? And this is the thing that we need to cut it. We need to obligate it. We need to put it down. Our pride needs to go away. Pride takes us far away from the Creator. We need to humble ourselves. And this is, you know, when I tell you all those things, I learned many of these principles through Yeshua. He told us that. You know, if you look about Yeshua, I call him my Rabbi. Yeshua, my prophet, my Messiah, the envoy of the Creator. And he comes to teach me about how to walk. And the first thing that he teaches me is about the Ten Commandments. People say, how he told you? The first thing is if you read the so-called Sermon on the Mountain, you're going to see that the first thing that he says is, I have not come here to destroy. I have not come to destroy the Torah. I have come to bring the Torah back. Now, why is he saying that? Have you ever asked this question to whom Yeshua was speaking? Do you know that when he talked, he was talking to Israel? He was not talking to the rest of the people, only to Israel. Why? Because Israel needed to come back to Torah to be Or Legoyim again. At that time, historically speaking, and you can read any book and you're going to see about the Judaism at the time of Yeshua. Because there are different types of Judaism, believe me or not. The one that I would like to teach you and to practice is what I call it biblical Judaism. A Judaism that comes from the Torah. come from the scriptures. And sometimes we need to get away from the theological understanding, and we need to go back to be a little bit more historical, to see the reality of the teachings. Because many teachings that were given in the Torah, they need to be understood according to the time that were given, historically speaking, to understand to what these people used to think and believe, and what the Creator was doing with them. We have evolved, and you cannot believe me how much, but we are still as primitive as the beginning. Because the Adam and Eve of today has not changed. We're exactly the same. Then we need to go back to the basics, to understand the principles of the Torah that the Creator has given to us. You know, we need to stop. And another of the slogans that I have been teaching during all these years is no to religion, yes to the Creator. And people say to me, but why do you say no to religion? You know, this religion is better than the other religion. I said, wait a minute. The Creator never gave us a religion. What He gave us was a way of life. It is us as men, whether we put this and that condition here, condition there, we create it. If we don't have it, we invent it. You know, how many things, you will be surprised, how many things we believe today that come from God, that God never said it. You will be surprised how many things we believe that supposedly come and never were in the scriptures. I want to give a simple example, and this is going to call your attention. Do you know that there is no any part in the Torah or in the Tanakh that say that Yom Teruah is Rosh Hashanah? That is a tradition. Now, you will say, Rabbi, why do you practice that? Very simple. Because I have also given you a principle that Yeshua told us too. And the principle is this. Any tradition that is in order to elevate, magnify the name of the Creator, is good. You can keep it. Any tradition who eliminates or destroys or eliminate our relationship with the Creator, get rid of that. That's all. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to have a very simple understanding of the basics of the wisdom of our Creator has given to us, to each one of us. Then it is time. And why I'm telling you all of this, because we are in these 10 days in which we are examining ourselves, and we need to grow. We need to be honest with ourselves. And this is another principle about Teshuvah. We talk about pride that holds us. Do you know that our worst enemy is not Satan? It's ourselves. You're right. It's ourselves. Then we need to learn to dominate ourselves. You know, in Mishlei say very clearly, in Pirkei Avot too, they say that a true man, true strong man is the one that can dominate his own desires. And it's very hard, it's a process. It's not easy. I won't give you a formula, because people like to give formulas. You know what? There is 3 words that could, is when I do weddings and I have the couple go to me, I say, there are 3 principles I want to give you for a good marriage. Work, work, and work. I can tell you 3 principles to do a wonderful teshuvah. Work, work, and work. Yeah, because you need to have clarity with yourself. If you are not clear with yourself, how can you be clear with others? Okay. Now, look at this beautiful thing. They said in the, I call it Meshachim Yehudim Ketuvim, the Messianic writings. In Christianity, they call those writings, they call it the New Testament. I'm sorry to tell you, it doesn't have anything of new and doesn't have anything of Testament, but that's the term that they use in Christianity. But I want to tell you this. In there, Yeshua is asked by his people around him, maybe by the Perushins or by the Sopherins, the scribes or Pharisees. And they ask him this question, Rabbi, can you tell us how can you resume the whole Torah, the whole teaching, the whole commandments? And he said, very wisely, and to me it's amazing. And when you start to understand it, it goes beyond you. And he's going to mention the Ten Commandments in a very simple way. You shall love God with all your heart, with all your being, with your passion, with your power, and you shall love your neighbor as you love yourself. You say, Rabbi, how is this the Ten Commandments here? Very simple. The Ten Commandments are divided in three parts. Mitzvot, Chukim, and Mishpatim. Okay? The Mitzvot, the commandments that we translated, are a relationship with the Creator. The Chukim, or ordinances, statutes, are a relationship with me, for me. And the Mishpatim, the judgments, are my relationship with my neighbor. The three first commandments of mitzvot are a relationship with the Creator, myself with the Creator, to avoid, to bring another God that is only the God of history. He delivered us from Egypt. We don't use His name in vain, and we don't make other images and things like that to replace Him, idolatry. The next, the two, for me, the first one is the Shabbat. What is so important, the Shabbat? Do you think the Creator needs to rest? Do you think the Creator needs to take a vacation? No. He created the Shabbat for you and me, for our benefit. When you keep the Shabbat, you're not doing a favor to Him, as many people, religious people, think. No, I am not doing for Him. I am doing for me. And the second, Chukim, honor father and mother. Why honor father and mother is so sacred? You know, I have had many situations. You know, as a rabbi, I am a counselor too. And I have had people coming to me and say, I hate my parents. I wish that they are dead, or I don't want to know. You know, I have been with family that one of the children has said, I didn't ask you to be born. You know, things like that. These people don't realize what they are doing to themselves. Because the greatest honor that we have is to give it to our fathers, the best. You know why? Because they gave us life. We do not have the right to judge our parents. He, blessed be His name, is the one that judged them. We can serve them. They are good or they are bad, depend on them. But that gives us extension, that gives us a better, for ourselves, better sense of being ourselves right. And finally, the 5 last commandments, the mishpatim, the judgment. And this is the relationship that we have with others. And everything is, my rights ended when the rights of somebody else begins. And I need to protect others as I protect myself. And keeping those things are the 10 Commandments. Exactly. And that's what Yeshua said. But here is the secret. You shall love God with all your heart, with all your being, as you love your neighbor, you love yourself. Who is the center in this? People say, God. No. What Yeshua is saying to you, you are the center. Because if you cannot love yourself, how can you love your neighbor, or less, how can you love God? Now, change love by the word being truthful to yourself. To be honest to yourself. How can you be honest with yourself? How can you be honest to others? Or how can you be honest to the Creator? You cannot be honest with yourself. Then what the Creator is teaching this morning to all of us, the restoration begins with us. Each one of us, we need to give the first step. Please don't be holier than thou. Don't try to be better than others. Accept who you are and be yourself. The greatest thing that you are is who you are. And one of the problems that many of us we have is that we have learned to hate ourselves instead to love ourselves. And when you hate yourself, the one that you are hating is the Creator. Because He made you. And what you're saying is, you commit a mistake, make me in this way. And what I tell you, you instead to blame the Creator for His mistakes. Be grateful that you have life. And what you need to start searching, looking, that's the Heshbon, the content, is why I have been created. Because there is something in me that the Creator has put His neshama on us, His breath. He has breathed on us. It's pneuma in Greek, you know. His ruach in us. And do you know that each one of us, we have received this special breath of life, and He is in us. What a beautiful day will be when each one of us will become honest with ourselves. Because being honest with ourselves, we can be honest with other people. Nitzavim, in this poem, the Creator starts making all the world witness of what He has done and what He's going to do with Israel. But also, He's going to tell us one after the other. He's going to tell us that we need to be responsible for our actions. And when we do wrong, that we are going to do wrong, we have the opportunity to come back, to do teshuvah. Shabbat, Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom.